Today we're going to be looking at how you can cite websites according to MLA 8. And what I have here on this opening screen is just a word cloud of different websites that you may use or come across in your research or that you may browse at different times, just to sort of set the stage for what we are talking about today, which is how to correctly give credit for information that we take from a website. So let's look at these search engines, because the search engines are usually where you're going to start your search. You may use Google, Yahoo, Bing, or Ask.com when you are beginning your search. And when you go to these websites, you're going to type in some search terms in their boxes. And from those search terms, you will find articles that will give you information. And what is important to remember about the search engines is that they are like an index in the back of a book. If someone would come up to you and say, "Where did you find this article?" and you would say, "Google," that's not entirely correct. Google was the means, the way that you found the information, but it wasn't the name of the website. It wasn't the place that really held the information. It's Google, Ask, Bing, and Yahoo. They will search through enormous lists to find the information for you. And they organize the information in much the same way an index in the back of a book does for you. So remember that these search engines are just the vehicle that gets you to where you need to go. And how do these search engines work? They are automated. A computer program called a spider goes out on the internet and reads millions of web pages. And the spider creates an index of the websites it visits. And from that index, you get your results, and from there, you can choose the articles that you want to look at more closely for whatever research you may be doing. So, we began our discussion of how to cite sources by looking at a book citation. And a book citation is one of the most basic ones to do. And from there we will build on it. And even doing a web page citation, I still say this is like putting together a puzzle. Think of finding these components as your puzzle pieces. And once you find these puzzle pieces, you'll be able to arrange them in a way to complete a puzzle picture. So when you go to a web page to view an article for your research, examine the page and find these components or puzzle pieces. You want to look for the author, if it is given, the title of the article, and notice that the title of the article will be in quotation marks. You want to find the website title, which is always italicized, and then you want to look to see if there's a publisher for the web page, and you'll only include the publisher if it is different than the name of the website, and we'll go over that here in a minute. You want to look for the date of publication, and finally you want to look to see what the URL is, and that's the Uniform Resource Locator. That is the address of the website. So, according to MLA, and we're up to version number 8 now, this is the basic look of the format for a website. You would have your editor, author, or compiler name first, and it's written the same way that you write an author's name for a book. It's last name, comma, first name. Then you'll have the name of the article in quotation marks, followed by the name of the website, which is always italicized. Next, you'll have the name of the publisher, but only include that if it is different than the name of the website. You'll have the date of the resource creation, if it's available, followed by a period. And then finally, you will include the URL with a period to end it all. So, let's look at an example of a web citation. So once again, I have here just the basic format, so you can look at it again, see it, get it in your head. And then this is a link to an article on the web that we are going to go to examine for these different puzzle pieces. I'll wait here a minute while it opens. Okay, so this is the article. Teens, this is how social media affects your brain. Now, one of the first puzzle pieces that I'm going to look for is the author. And right here is the author's name, Susie East. But remember, for my citation, I'll write it last name, comma, first name. Next, I want the title of the article. And the title of the article is right here, Teens, This is How Social Media Affects Your Brain, and we will put that in quotation marks. Next, I need the name of the website. The name of the website is up here, it's CNN, and most of the time the names of the websites, they're at the top of the page, either on the left or over here in the white or on the right, and it stands out a little bit so you can see it. Now, the next piece of information you need is the publisher. Typically, the publisher is found at the bottom of the web page, and here it is. Copyright, that little C is copyright 2016 by the Cable News Network. Cable News Network is the same as CNN. So the publisher is the same as the name of the website. So since they are the same, you will only have to put in the website title for this citation. Then the next piece of information you need is the date of publication, and I saw this when I saw the author's name, and that is August 1st, 2016. You will write the date as the day of the month, then the year. So it will be 1 August 2016, and you can abbreviate August if you want, AUG. Sometimes the date may be found, the date of publication may be found at the end of the article, just so you know that. And finally, you need the URL, and the URL is the Uniform Resource Locator, and that is the address of the web page, and it is always up here at the top. Now, what I would do to put this in my citation is I would just go up here and copy and paste the URL, so then you can paste it into your citation. Now, let me go back to my presentation here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the mouse, and it's going to run through how the citation should look for that article. So it's going to start with the author's last name, comma, first name, followed by a period. Then I'm going to have the title of the article, and it is in quotation marks. And the next piece of information that's going to come up is the name of the website, and it's going to come up quick, because if you remember, it's CNN, it's short. So CNN, comma, then here's the date of publication, 1 August 2016, followed by a period, and then there's the URL. Remember, for this citation, I did not include the name of the publisher because I'm only supposed to include it if it is different than the name of the website. Since the two are the same, I did not include it. So let's look at one more example here. Once again, I've got the basic format at the top of the slide here, so you can look at that. Here's the name of the article we're going to look at now. What it's like to live in Southern Africa's worst drought in 35 years. So we're just going to analyze it. So the first piece of information I'm going to look for is the author's name. And right here it is, Morgan Schoaf. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Okay, so there's the author's name. Next, I need the title of the article. Well, that's easy. It's right here, What It's Like to Live in Southern Africa's Worst Drought in 35 Years. I'll place that in quotation marks. Then I need to know the website's title, which I told you was usually at the top of the page, usually on the left or the right. And here is the name, the website title. It's Upworthy. Then I need to go to the bottom of the page to look for the publisher's name. So I'm scrolling to the bottom, and over here is the publisher. Cloud Tiger Media. So Cloud Tiger Media is different than the name of the website. So in this case, I will have to include the publisher. Now, let me go back to the top to see if there is a date of publication, because I need that for the citation, and there is. And remember, I'll write it as the day of the month, and then the year. Okay, and then the last piece of information I would need to do my citation is the URL. So I'd go up here and highlight it, and then copy it so I could paste it into my citation. Let's go back to my PowerPoint presentation, and let's look at the way the entry will look now since we have a publisher. So there's the author's name, last name, comma, first name. Here's the title of the article, and it's another long one. I won't read that one for you again. Coming up next will be the name of the website, which you should remember as Upworthy, followed by a comma. Then I have the publisher because it is different, Cloud Tiger Media. Then I need the date of publication, 7 September 2016, followed by a period. And the last piece of information I need is the URL followed by a period, which may be hard for you to see. All right, so what I'd like for you all to take the time is practice citing the following web article. Why do adult siblings stop speaking? The psychology behind the not-so-rare phenomenon. So go to this web page. I believe your teacher will have something that will help you to get there, either in print or through the internet, so that way you can do the citation. When you come to class, we will take some time and discuss what the citation should look like. So these are the basics for how to do a website citation according to MLA version 8.